It's no secret that many Americans are overweight or obese. According to a report from the CDC, over 73% of U.S. adults are considered overweight or obese. The question is why? Why are so many people overweight? This is a phenomenon that was described by Dr. Barry M. Popkin, a nutrition professor at the University of North Carolina. Go to the grocery store. You will notice that most of the fruits and vegetables are sold in multi-pound bags. There are some diets that are more conducive to weight loss than others. For example, a diet that is high in protein has been shown to reduce appetite and increase satiety. Ultra-processed foods are foods that are made with refined carbohydrates and added fats and added sugars. The next reason why Americans are overweight is because we are exercising less. Again, we've talked about the fact that the portions have gotten larger. We've talked about the fact that the foods that we're eating are more processed. As always, remember to take care of yourself because you're worth it. But on top of that, we are also eating more fast food than ever before. Fast food tends to be high in calories and high in fat and high in sodium, and it does not fill you up. So you end up consuming more calories and you still feel hungry. We are working more, sitting more, moving less. And as a result, we are becoming more overweight. We are surrounded by temptations, tempted by advertising, tempted by convenience, tempted by taste. The good news is that obesity is preventable. The bad news is that it takes work to prevent it. You can't just sit back and watch it happen. You've got to get proactive. You've got to make some changes to your diet and to your lifestyle to prevent obesity. Otherwise, it's going to continue to affect millions and millions of people here in the United States. Now, let me be clear. It's not that we need to work out every single day to lose weight. If you start working out every day and you add exercise to your daily routine, what you're going to find is that you'll burn out pretty quickly. It's much better to have a routine where you work out 3 to 5 days per week, and then you build your way up from there. I will tell you, if you haven't worked out in a while, start slow, maybe once or twice a week. Just get comfortable with working out again. Build your way up, and then eventually you'll reach a level where you can work out 3 to 5 days per week. So again, you can think of things like potato chips and cookies and candy and ice cream, things that are delicious but don't really fill you up. In fact, they make you hungrier and you end up eating more than you normally would. The problem with ultra-processed foods is that they are highly palatable. They're delicious, they're convenient, they're inexpensive, and we have so much access to them today. It's hard to avoid them. But the bottom line is that if you want to lose weight, you have got to cut back on the ultra-processed foods, meaning that you are going to feel fuller for longer periods of time. A high-protein diet also helps you preserve muscle mass while you lose weight. Now, unfortunately, in America, we've moved away from diets that are higher in protein and fiber and replaced them with diets that are higher in refined carbohydrates. Refined carbohydrates like white bread and pasta and cereal, rice, biscuits, pancakes, sodas, juice. These foods do not fill you up and they do not keep you full for long. And in fact, they make you hungrier and you end up eating more food throughout the day than you normally would. So you get a bag of apples, it's 5 apples per bag. We used to drink mostly water and coffee and tea, but now we are drinking a lot more juice, soda, energy drinks, sports drinks, sweetened teas, and coffees. All of these beverages are packed with sugar, which is another way of saying that they are packed with empty calories. I mean, I love sweet tea. If you've ever been to the South, you know that sweet tea is like water down there. But when you think about the amount of calories that are in a glass of sweet tea versus a glass of water, there's no comparison. One is filled with empty calories, and the other one is basically 0 calories. And as a result, when we are drinking all these beverages, we are taking in a lot of extra calories without even realizing it. You get a bag of oranges, it's 4 oranges per bag, but if you buy a bag of salad mix, it's 2.5 pounds of salad mix. That doesn't make sense. Why is that? Well, it's because produce has been getting cheaper over time, and also easier to come by. It's easier to transport. So as a result, we are consuming more fresh fruits and vegetables than ever before. But we don't know how to cook with them. We don't know what to do with them. So what do? We just put them all in a bowl and eat them as salads. He says that over the past 20 years or so, we have seen restaurant portions double or even triple in size. Now he goes on to say that the average portion size for main dishes in America is now about 67% larger than what is recommended by the USDA for a typical adult. We also have larger plates. You go to a restaurant, you're given a plate, it's bigger than you are, and we fill up our plates with food. And as a result, we eat more. So, the first reason that so many Americans are overweight is because they eat too many calories, but not necessarily at any one meal. I think if you were to look at a day in the life of an average American, what you would see is somebody who snacks all day long on highly palatable foods, meaning these are foods that are usually high in sugar, high in fat, high in salt, things that are very tasty and tend to stick to your ribs and make you feel full. What we have seen, though, is that people who snack all day tend to consume more calories over the course of the day than those who don't, and it becomes really easy to do when you have high-calorie snacks available to you at all times. Another reason why Americans eat too many calories is because our portions have gotten out of hand. Another way in which we have gone overboard in terms of how much we are eating is when we go grocery shopping. Another reason why Americans are overweight is because we have changed the types of diets that we eat. The next reason is because Americans are drinking too many calories. Another reason is because Americans are eating too many ultra-processed foods. Now, we've talked a lot about the food side of things. Let's talk about the exercise side of things. The next reason is because Americans are eating more fast food. The last thing I'll say is that we are living in a culture that promotes obesity. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with the people you care about and hit that subscribe button.